Welcome. In this presentation, we're going to show you how you can fund your college education and pay off old college loans. College loans are often the worst kind of debt as they're never forgiven. Filing for bankruptcy can erase personal debt, but not your old college loans. They can follow you to the grave. So why commit to college loans when you can now crowdfund? The choice is yours. Be in debt for life to this guy, or be free. The world's changing. The internet, Facebook, mobile phone apps, and now crowdfunding. So what is crowdfunding? Well, Wikipedia says crowdfunding is the practice of funding a project or a venture by raising monetary contributions from a large number of people, typically via the internet. And in Forbes magazine, an article recently written said crowdfunding is the next big trend. Crowdfunding is a worldwide phenomenon that is now helping to make the dreams of people just like you and me come true every day, to the tune of $5.1 billion in 2013, well over $10 billion in 2014, and the World Bank estimates it's reaching over $96 billion within the next 10 years. Crowdfunding is a powerful new economy. In 2013, Facebook and crowdfunding were neck and neck. Facebook grossed just about $6 billion and crowdfunding grossed just a little over $5 billion. But now, with crowdfunding reaching over $10 billion in 2014, it has outperformed Facebook by billions of dollars. Bigger than Facebook? Now that's powerful. Powerful enough to fund any project, big or small, you may desire. So why did 70% of the students that graduated in 2014 leave college in debt? And we're not talking about a small debt, with over $1 trillion in debt. Talk about waking up every morning with a 7-ton elephant on your back. Better to have the elephant under you and hit the ground running. Let me ask you, are you ready to graduate debt-free? There is a better way. Zach Wood raised $13,354 through traditional crowdfunding to attend Yale Summer College and help cover tuition. Casey Wesley, a 19-year-old Vanderbilt University student, raised a total of $50,220 from 1,126 internet donors on GoFundMe. Okay, you're probably wondering, just like I did, how am I going to find 1,126 donors? And this is where our revolutionary world-class shared platform makes all the difference. Now, with only a handful of like-minded students who follow your lead and do what you do, you can potentially reach hundreds and sometimes thousands of contributors in our intentional community. If you Google crowdfunding, you'll find that there are over 500 crowdfunding websites on the internet today. They all have 4 things in common. They all charge you a fee or a percentage for your donations for using their platform. They all require you to do all your own marketing. This means you'll have to contact hundreds, if not thousands of people through your own efforts to ask for contributions. They all have time limits, but most importantly, they all use addition rather than multiplication to gather donations. So for the most part, you're pretty much on your own, and only a small percentage of people and projects actually get funded, but not anymore. Welcome to our intentional global community built upon our world-class shared crowdfunding platform. Our shared platform is different. We don't charge any fees. There are no time limits. We share contributions globally within the community. No restrictions on project categories, and our projects can potentially receive hundreds and possibly thousands of simultaneous contributions it would have never reached on other crowdfunding websites. And here's why: the power of multiplication. Our shared community platform is really quite different because we use multiplication, not addition. In traditional platforms that are out there, they use addition. So, very simply, if you find 4 people who make a donation to your project, and in this case, covering your college tuition, helping you with your college tuition, you have to go find another 4, and then you have to go find another 4, and then another 4. And after all that work, you only receive 16 donations. In multiplication and creating an intentional community of crowdfunders, of students who are trying to get their college tuition covered, you find 4 students who would like to get help with their tuition, who in turn find 4, who in turn find 4, who find 4, and now you have a community of 256 college students that are all making contributions, and you can potentially receive parts of these contributions. So with the same effort of finding that initial 4, you've reached way more people. Now you take it out a few more generations, and in addition, it's not that much more. It's 20 and then 24. But when you use multiplication, it starts to reach thousands. On our shared platform, we support all legitimate projects as well as raising funds for college tuition. We voluntarily choose to contribute to other people's projects, and in return we can receive from an unlimited number of other crowdfunders from around the world. Truly, this is the spirit of people helping people. This presentation is a personal invitation for you to join our intentional community of crowdfunders and begin funding your dreams today. So, would you like to know how our global crowdfunding donation distribution formula actually works? Well, our platform is based on a give and then receive formula. By sharing contributions one time on each step with projects that come before you, your project qualifies to receive contributions on the same corresponding generation steps from unlimited project managers in your community that come after you. It's important, before we go on and show some of how the money is distributed, that we share that this is not a business or income opportunity. Our donation distribution formula is purely based on crowdfunding, and we make no claims or guarantees of contributions that your project will receive. Each individual's project success depends largely on his or her commitment, desire, and personal efforts. Please note, the following example is not typical. It's a hypothetical mathematical example. In the real world, it will never happen in this manner. Some project managers will refer to, some one, some none, but some may refer many more. So each situation will be unique, and your total financial risk is only the initial contribution that you donate to your referrer's project, which is non-refundable and of personal choice. In this presentation, we just want to give you a taste of how it works. We have other presentations that go into more detail. The most important thing to understand is that your efforts can be magnified and leveraged by participating in our shared global crowdfunding community. The following example is based on you referring 2 project managers who each make a one-time contribution of $200 to your project. Each new project manager refers 2 additional project managers that do the same. As additional contributions are received, every project manager steps up and progressively funds all 4 floors for this example. And here's how it looks. I'm not going to go into detail here because we do have ones that go into more detail, but you can see right here there's 7 floors, there's 3 steps on each floor. This is what you give and share forward. This is what you potentially can receive. We're only talking about half the money too. We're only showing half in this part. 100% of the first floor goes to you. So if you find 2 project managers, students who would like to fund their college tuition, you receive $200 from each of them. That's the $400 that you receive. You can take part of that and pay this forward, this $320 for the next floor for a student that came before you. And as you can see, by sharing what you partly receive, only starting with the $200, you can move all the way up in this progression. As these 2 find 2, that becomes 4, they find 2, that becomes 8, they find 2, potentially can become 16. And notice that these floors get bigger, and this is potentially what you can be receiving towards your college as this progresses. Extremely powerful what this shows, and it keeps going up further. We don't show the numbers here, but they get bigger and bigger and bigger because the floors double in size and the number of people double. So, and we're only talking again about half the money in this example here. So it's extremely powerful. You will need this many people in total to potentially reach this, because for these 16 people to fund their 4th floor, they're going to need this group of people moving behind them to be funding their floors. So this many people can potentially create that level for your college. But you remember, you only started in this example with 2. Now, if you start with 4 or 8, or some people are starting with 20 or 30 or 40 that they refer into the community, these numbers become extremely big very quick, extremely powerful. Now, when you take this other 50% that we weren't just showing there and you add that in, these are some simultaneous contributions that happen with the formula. We're not going again into the details here, but it can literally double and even triple what we just showed with that second part of the formula. You can get these details in other presentations. There is an automatic placement tool programmed into each system that we recommend everyone utilize. This will automatically create a community structure like the examples we've just shown you. All funds received are immediately placed into your electronic wallet. And you can start with a $50 or $100 or $200 donation. But we recommend $200 if you can, and it's simple. Starting with $200 contribution can help accelerate the funding of your project literally 4 times faster, because your community will tend to do what you do, and you will literally need 4 times as many people if you're working with a 50 as opposed to if you're working with a 200. Remember what the great motivational leader Zig Ziglar said? If you help enough other people get what they want, you will get what you want. And this is the magic of our revolutionary shared donation distribution platform. We succeed in funding our projects by helping supporting others to fund theirs. So in this case, we're funding college tuitions, and by finding and helping other students fund their college tuition, yours starts to get funded automatically on its own accord. And people want to share because they're receiving too. It's very different than other platforms where it's all competitive and you're all competing with each other and kind of selfishly not wanting to give to each other. Here, because we're creating an intentional community and everyone is benefiting, people are much more open to giving and sharing because they're trying to get their own college funded in this case. So, how many friends do you have on your phone directory? How many email contacts do you have on your laptop? How many friends do you have on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or on LinkedIn? You know, if you can send out a group text or even just maybe 10 individual texts a day, or email to your contacts, or post on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or LinkedIn an invitation to watch this exact video that you're watching right now, you can set in motion an internet tidal wave that will go around the world, and it may change your life forever. You know, instead of personally finding thousands of donors for your project, just introduce 12 students who want to participate in funding their own college tuition. Remember, this is not sales. Rather, it's an invitation for others to raise money via crowdfunding for their own projects / college tuitions. Even if you take 1 year to find 12 college students, that's 1 per month, or 3 months to find 12, that's 1 per week. Or better yet, if you can, find 12 in 1 week. That's 3 per week. 12 in 1 month. That's 3 per week. It's just about a matter of how fast you go. Fast track your success by simply emailing, texting, and Facebooking all your contacts with an invitation to watch this video today. Finding 12 people to participate in a month is actually doable and will greatly accelerate your success. So we invite you to join our global community of crowdfunders. You can start today. Join for free, add your dream project to the website, make a one-time small out-of-pocket contribution, begin sharing your project with others, help others do the same, keep stepping up and sharing it forward. Harness the power of the crowd. Crowdfunding can happen very fast. Do you have one of these on your college campus? Do you know of any other campuses with these? Crowds of like-minded students are everywhere with the exact same needs. Graduate debt-free. All you have to do is simply begin sharing this presentation. Start funding your college today by getting back with a person who was kind enough to share this presentation with you.